Hello. Skylark and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Week, moderated version. I wish I had crapped my pants. No, I wish I had only crapped my pants. But it's been that kind of week. First, it was the IRS and the blasted $800 my employer didn't withhold. Next was my roommate going absolutely off the deep end and throwing me out of our apartment. And if that wasn't bad enough, she stole my Cutco knives and denies it. My car needs wires and plugs. My mechanic says $150 will fix it. Fine, fine. But all this stress has my head and stomach real messed up. So who can be surprised the bathroom was too far away? I wish I had only crapped my pants. Yes.
Hello, everyone who is in here. Just in case you don't know, and I'm sure you guys don't, this is the last half hour of a 24-hour poetry marathon that we have been doing. I've been here for almost 26 hours now. Almost 26 hours now, running the show, doing poetry, poem after poem after poem after poem. I would say I've done at least 40 poems. Counting repeats. Well, not even counting repeats. So this marathon is all to send the Dragon Ink team. Don't worry, I'm going to let you get all your time. To send the Dragon Ink team to the National Poetry Slam, which is like the Olympics of poetry. And we have a donation vase right there that got a little crack in it. And I want you guys to be a nice audience for our final feature, all the way from Canton. Please give a warm welcome to, and she got lost, guys, in the Cleveland traffic and the messed up highways. So please give it up for Skylark.
Thank you. This is called Where Do You Get Your Protein? Smug looks from behind a greasy burger. Nutritional advice from a fast food junkie. Confidence that abnormal means unhealthy. Pity because I don't eat steak. It comes with the territory, but some reactions are annoying when people hear that I'm a vegetarian. The ninth commandment. He asked how I could do this to him. He, of all people, who had never hurt anyone, nor given reason to doubt, why had I singled him out as the object of my rage and seething hatred? Why did I conspire to drive a wedge between the two of them? Why did I seek to mar his flawless reputation? He told me to look up the ninth commandment. He must know them pretty well, so he knows what to call his acts of reprehension. Or maybe he has his own version of the divine intention. It might go like this. 1. You are your own Lord and God. Have no gods before your own self-interest. 2. You shall not let your car motor idle. Rev it whenever possible. 3. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. You are only to use it when you stand to gain something. 4. Honor the selfish day and keep it holy. 5. Honor your father and mother long enough to steal their credit cards. 6. You shall not kill anyone directly, but it's okay to hire a hitman. 7. You shall not admit adultery. 8. You shall not steal anything you cannot fence or use to manipulate people. 9. You shall not bear a false witness alone. When you are lying, accuse others of lying too. And 10. You shall not covet only your neighbor's ass. Make sure to covet her breasts and thighs as well. Some of you who have had roommates may identify with this one. It's called Dishes in the Sink. Her dishes are in the sink. They have been there for days. She can't pretend she didn't know. She shouldn't blame it on her boyfriend. He's not the inconsiderate one. Her dishes are in the sink, the cigarette butts slowly circling inside half-filled coffee cups, the silverware encrusted with mold and scratching out a design on the sides of the sink. Her dishes are in the sink. She tells me she will get to them. I've heard that before. I've not lived here 3 weeks, and I've been on to her for 2.5. Her dishes are in the sink. Dried coffee stains decorate the counter. Sugar and creamer crunch underfoot. Splatters adorn the microwave, inside and out. If she ever used the oven, I'm sure she'd make a mess of that too. Her dishes are in the sink. Her makeup and cigarette ashes cake the bathroom sink as well. Her hair lines the bathtub, and I'm surprised the toilet looks fairly clean. She marvels at how clean the kitchen looks after I cook. And my hanging jewelry organizer is a wonder to her. She has no idea how I have time to keep my bedroom clean and vacuumed when I work all day. It's not so terribly complicated. She might know if she ever did anything. I just don't want to leave my stuff in her way. But her dishes are still in the sink. I moved out. This is called Living and Dying in Her Car, and it's dedicated to Monique Crockett, who at the age of 25 was found dead in the trunk of her car in Canton in May, and her boyfriend is the chief suspect. They said she was living out of her car, as though no permanent address makes her less of a person, not contributing. We don't know what she was into. She worked for a nursing home, at least for a while. Perhaps she lost her job, budget cuts or downsizing, and then had no way to pay for her home or take care of her 3 kids. Some say she had to have been a drug addict or a drunk, but we don't know. Don't assume the worst because of where she lived or the color of her skin, or because she may have had bad taste in a boyfriend. Let the detectives go down every negative alley. You and I must stand with the mourners. This was inspired by something a coworker told me, and it's called Being a Busybody Doesn't Count as Exercise. Chew a little gum, she told me, handing me a pack of chiclets. People who do eat less. I hadn't asked for her opinion, or help, or even mentioned food at all. She'd been going on and on and on and on about her cravings and her intention to lose some weight. I listened politely. Evidently, that means I want her unsolicited advice. I do not participate in the ongoing body hate and self-loathing that goes on at work. Even when the busybodies trying to ensnare me in their destructive ways, I will not chew a little gum. Ah, 2 miles and no bathrooms. Such a welcoming city is Orlando, Florida, especially if you're homeless. It's the happiest place on earth for the hungry. It's so hospitable that the local authorities will gladly arrest those who feed the homeless who live downtown. The city cracked down, said not to feed 25 or more people more than twice a year, within 2 miles of City Hall, that is. Apparently, in the happiest place on earth, you can live on love and light for 6 months at a time. You don't need to go 3 times a week to Food Not Bombs meals and figure out what to eat the other 4 days. The city tried to move the meals to a parking lot 2 miles from where the homeless live. A hot, mostly unshaded slab of tarmac bordered by a power substation and a highway overpass with not a bathroom in sight. Mickey Mouse would be proud. Donald Duck thrilled. Family-friendly cartoons are all about pretending that if you stop feeding homeless people, refuse to let them use the toilet, and chase them out of downtown, then no one will be homeless. If it doesn't happen where the not in my backyard people don't see it, then it didn't happen at all. Orlando, you are king of fairy tales, champion of make believe, and dreaming impossible dreams. Give up on the fantasy that you can end homelessness by arresting people. I was reading the news stories and have friends who volunteer with Food Not Bombs in the area. So here's a more positive one. It's called a celebration of hugging. One of the downsides, the few downsides of living alone, is not getting a lot of hugs. So it's been kind of fabulous in a weird way that my computer's broken. It gives me an excuse to drop in on people like Maya, Tatiana, and Aya, and now Andrew. Before I hit the keyboard, I need my first round of hugs. Some people perk up with coffee. I'll take hugs over caffeine any day. All that warm nearness, my nose nuzzled into hair, boobs squishing into armpits, heads tucked under chins, and arms everywhere. Oh yeah, this is a great pick-me-up. The silver lining. Malls give me hives. The walls close in and I want to punch the first mall employee I see. Gaudy declarations of lower prices dance wildly around me. People strolling obliviously to the allure that they are soaking in, that it is a scam destroying the world around them. They pretend to afford the nonsense. It's a modern circus, with customers all too willing to be duped by marketing magicians. I rarely brave the fluorescent jungle, but I couldn't avoid it Saturday. Summit Mall has an Apple store with texts that maybe could resuscitate my beloved MacBook. On the first trip, I hurriedly strode to my destination, and then had to wait amidst a sea of iPads and overpriced hardware. When I returned to claim my baby, it was dinner time, and I could not resist the sandwich shop selling Chipotle faux chicken paninis. Cradling my darling in one arm, I paid the cashier. She mistook me for an Apple employee and gave me the mall discount. Even after I explained, I work at a credit union in Canton, thank you, she wouldn't take the dollar back. So I decided I liked her. Bubbly, enthusiastic, discount-giving Nikki. The sleek, overpriced, unnatural glow of the mall might have a redeeming characteristic after all. While I waited for my sandwich, a bumbling, slightly creepy old man asked me about the smoothie samples placed on a tray at the pickup counter. He seemed to think I worked there. Apple Store employee and now sandwich shop employee, okay. I'd rather delve into actual S&M than the hyper-advertised retail version required of mall employees. Nikki came over and explained to him the smoothie ingredients. Or she tried. Half the smoothie sample dribbled down through his full white beard. I looked down, smiling to myself. It took one glance at me, trying not to laugh, for Nikki to lose her composure and laugh till she could barely breathe, while he was oblivious to it all. After he ambled away into the pink candle-scented haze, Nikki apologized. And the way she said it, I wasn't sure if it was embarrassment or flirting all along. From the dollar discount to the smoothie dribble. The seductive marketing ploys faded into the background, the din of children screeching as well, as I tried to figure out how old the very cute Nikki might be. She could pass for anywhere from 16 to 24, which probably means 14. I left without finding out her age or last name, but I know where she works. And though I despise the slot of amped consumerism of them all, I might have to go back. At least I know the shop makes good faux chicken paninis. All right, this is called 3 Hours. Beautiful summer evening, beautiful pomegranate green tea, beautiful conversation with a beautiful man to share it with for 3 short hours. Long after the tea was gone, we couldn't get enough of talking about anything and everything. My gosh, I sound like such a sap. A different salsa. The chips here are all right, but the salsa's amazing, I told her. A friend of a friend, sitting at a Mexican restaurant. Then I went on with the litany of which local restaurants have good chips or good salsa, and the rare one that has both. This one also made strong margaritas, which became obvious when I mispronounced a friend's name before my 10-ounce glass was even empty, so it was time to stop and get on with the purpose of being there in the first place for a great second date. Salsa dancing with a gorgeous man who was an amazing dancer. It was a very different salsa than salsa with friends because dancing with someone I actually like might just mean something besides, I like dancing and you lead pretty well. Never before had closed position felt so nice, nor a misunderstood cue come across as kind of an insult. They say the best dance pairs just cannot wait to be back in each other's arms. So I know at least one of us feels that way. Internal monologue. I like you. There, I said it. Okay, but only in a poem. I like you, and I want to be exclusive. How would that go over? I like you. It's freaking me out how much, and I want to see where this might go. I like you. You share all the parts of myself I think of as good, plus some I could learn from you. I like you. Clarity is better than subtlety. I like you. You make me like things that so far were at best okay, like closed position salsa dancing, because salsa with someone I like is so very different than salsa with strangers. I like you. Indications are you like me too, but nobody's out and said it yet, so here goes. I like you. Kiss me goodnight this time. No. Should I?
There's a song called Let's Go to Bed, and it's not about sex.
Okay.
After that,
It's about shopping for sheets?
it's awkwardness of the couple not able to communicate what they're trying to say to
Gotcha. This one is called 4 Inches and Dang Proud. They say size isn't everything. And this one, well, he believed it. He was confident in his ability to wow people with anything pertaining to his penis. The old man whipped it out for the viewing pleasure of all right in front of my car, while I waited, second car back, for a red light. To complete the image, he urinated this way and that. To my horror, he didn't stop there. He ambled to my car door, stuff still dribbling down. I prayed the light would turn green. He rapped on my car window, but I wouldn't look at him, knowing this was one train wreck I could afford to miss. Thankfully, he wandered away, leaving remnants of his mental health along the side of my car. And I, greatly relieved, suddenly realized my car door was unlocked. I think that's what
say that he needs a certain product, right?
Man, bingo, dude.
How much more time do I have? I don't have any idea. Huh? 16 minutes if I want to go to 8 o'clock? Is that what you're saying? Well, it isn't exactly a...
I mean, I'm not forcing you. I'm just saying, like.
Right. I mean, I've got more material. I just want to get the best stuff out because I wasn't sure how much longer I had. This is called My Stolen Knife. Her fingers curved around the handle of my serrated kitchen knife. I hear her raspy smoker's breath and catch a whiff of her pungent hairspray. She took my expensive knife set because she wants my blood, but she can't have it. I will not be done in by my own kitchen knife, although it would not be the first time someone threatened to use them on me. I should keep them locked up somewhere if I get them back. Let no one know I have them. What they don't know won't hurt me, because Cutco doesn't take returns on knives with bloodstains. Lessons from Apple Creek. She told me what I wanted to hear, that I had saved him, that I had helped by leaving. It wasn't till later I realized she was wrong. I was still right to leave, for myself, but the only person anyone can save is themselves. It was several dark months later that I asked her, no, confronted, why she did not say it earlier if she thought I should leave. She had some line about God working things out. Yeah, no thanks to you, lady. Lesson learned. Pick a premarital counselor very carefully. Will and Grace and my mom. Okay, it's not your thing. You wouldn't watch Will and Grace yourself. You don't like stuff that I do, and vice versa. But do you have to make a rule about it? Especially one with no explanation. Just saying, that show is not parent approved. Don't watch it in this house. Doesn't really tell me why. I don't understand your objection better now than before. It's irrelevant anyway, because you informed me of the rule a full week after I finished watching that entire season. Paper mache heads. Paper mache heads of dinosaurs look out from corners of the museum. A bit more lifelike than the kind we made in middle school. Teeth and eyes and bones, cutouts of tissue and muscles. They can't afford actual fossilized specimens because they run on donations. Major science foundations don't fund creationist museums. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. The napkin note. When you work in a drive-up, you see a lot of odd sights, such as drug deals and people too drunk to drive, parents who should have abstained, and the repo man picking up the pimp's luxury car. The grossest is not what you have to see, it's what you have to touch. Money reeking of every drug, plus crack house chemicals. IDs that have been only God knows where. You don't want to know. Neither do you want to know what's caught under the edges of pens that people stick in their mouths and then give back to you. And the notes. Oh, the notes. Anything that will hold ink can be a note. It could be the back of a receipt to any business under the sun, the back of a cereal box, or a tissue. Most don't write small enough to use a straw wrapper, but some have tried. The most common is the napkin note. We're lucky when it's clean. If the French fries were particularly tasty, it may be covered in grease and salt. Or maybe it was used to stop a nosebleed. At least, I hope it was a nosebleed. And on that disgusting note, I hand it over.
Thanks for snapping. All right, guys. This has been our. I can't believe I actually made it through. We made it. Oh shoot! This has been our 24-hour poetry marathon. We started yesterday at 8, roughly. Yeah, we've been here. I've been here for 26 hours. I've been raising donations for my team. Yeah, we've been taking pennies, quarters, nickels, dimes, and some people even drop 20s in. Please, feel free to drop anything you like. Even a compliment would be nice. So, this has been our 24-hour poetry marathon. We've been working very hard to get ourselves to nationals. Thank you, Phoenix. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Phoenix. They have turtle cookies that are really, really, really amazing. Thank you so much. Really? Yeah. And they have this Nutella gelato that's also great, too. Thank you, Skylark, for being our final feature. That was really awesome. I was excited. And thank you, Shaggy Red. You know, I could just call you by your name if you told me. Oh, hi, Wes. I'm Akeem. Alrighty. Well, thanks, guys. Thank you, Ustream family, Carla, Autumn, Ariana, Kara, and whomever else may have been watching. Those are the 4 that I know. Autumn, Ariana, Kara, Carla. Yep. All right. Love you guys. Love to Phoenix. Love to the owner of Phoenix, Sarah Wilson Jones. Okay. Thank you all. And I had a blast right here on the Oakley Doke. I had a blast. I'm going to go home and I'm going to be comatose for the next day. So if you know me, don't call. Send me a polite text. Don't call me, or else I will write a good poem about you and slam it. Peace out.